Welcome to the NooK on the Voluntary Virtues Network. I'm Steve. I'm here today with Mike.
Yo.
Riley.
Hey.
Christy. Matt.
Cheers.
Chelsea. I'm drinking water today because of health reasons. I've cut out beer for a while.
Woohoo.
Lost 25 pounds
Yay.
so far this month.
Congratulations.
What's up, dude?
Congrats.
Cheers.
Matt's got some beer though.
I am drinking Drake's Jolly Roger Imperial Coffee Stout. 9%. Very good. It's very similar to most Imperial Coffee Stouts. Honestly, you fuck up an Imperial Coffee Stout, I'm not going to buy your beer anymore. Yeah, good stuff. As always, I haven't had anything bad from Drake's, so yeah, cheers.
It's
Anybody
just
else?
straight up coffee stout.
Imperial Coffee Stout. 9%.
Imperial just means it's stronger in my
Yes.
book. Like it's
That's
like
all it
Imperial.
means.
It's
yeah,
not
okay.
royal. It's not royal.
Imperial, Royal, kind of same thing. The only difference is divine.
I
Right, which
like
is what
to use the
episode is
word
about,
double
strangely.
instead of imperial because it's less imperial.
Yes. Yes. Anybody
If there's a
else?
crown, it's the same thing, right?
I'm
Yeah.
drinking Ruination.
Nice.
I was almost going to buy
nice.
that
They're
today.
discontinuing
Yeah.
Ruination.
Oh, they are?
What?
Ruination and Pale Ale, they are discontinuing.
They-
They're
Is it
going
a
to
pale ale,
discontinue
too?
the pale ale. Get out of
Yeah.
town.
They already got rid of levitation.
Oh, well, I should have bought that 6-pack today because I saw it. I should grab that up and hoard it.
Yep, they're not making it anymore.
I was
Oh,
glad.
well,
That's like my
Levitation
favorite light
sucks.
beer ever.
It's not bad for the light beer.
Dude,
I will
light
say.
beer, you can't be levitation.
If someone wants a light beer.
I think it's funny that we're comparing levitation to a light beer.
It's
I
like
think
Yeah.
that's awesome.
it's their light beer.
It's their light
In my
beer.
book, anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, but they are replacing them with Pale Ale 2.0 and Ruination 2.0. So
Oh,
they're
wow.
not.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're not really getting rid
They're
of them.
they're gonna be
upgrading.
changing it. Yeah.
So
hopefully.
they got the
They
four.
could
They're just
fuck it
changing
up,
up
though.
this. They're just changing up.
They
the
could fuck
recipe.
it up. I will say they could fuck it up, right? Like,
They got
Potentially.
They
Could
got the
fuck it
Ford
up.
Taurus and called it a Ford Fusion. Got it. All right. Cool. This is all I needed to know. All right.
I think they. Oh, the other thing that's cool. They released the homebrew recipe for the Pale Ale.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Right.
All right.
I thought that was cool.
Why couldn't they release the homebrew recipe for like?
Something good. Like
Yeah.
Green
Yeah.
Bastard.
Oh, they actually give you the recipe so you can make it?
They did
That's
now that they're
really cool.
discontinuing.
Yeah, now that they're
Wood
not
stout.
making it
Though,
anymore.
so-
Yeah.
Some breweries will
That's
do.
neat.
I want to do a wood
Like
stout,
Mother Earth will sell you a kit to brew their own beers.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Very cool.
and other people's beers. I think.
And they probably have recipes and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
So reminding me I have to brew beer again, apparently. I keep forgetting.
Yes.
Got to get on that.
What are you drinking tonight?
Oh,
Sculpin?
I knew I was going to
Oh,
forget it.
Leinenkugel.
I did
Sculpin.
get
You bought
Leinenkugel.
Sculpin, but you're not
And
drinking
Leinenkugel
that.
is the name of the brewery. The beer is called Black Butt Double Lager something.
Oh, what? It's called what?
Big Butt. No, that's what it's called. Big Butt.
First you said black, but
You did.
Yeah, I did.
Black booty.
Oh, by the way, everybody, this is the first beer I've had in like a month. So yeah, my liver repaired, and now Big Butt Double Bock. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very good and it's tasty.
Stuff from
So
the audience is always appreciated.
That's right.
I'm drinking Spit tonight. It's it's a little
Anybody's
salty.
bet or
My own.
Okay.
I prefer my own.
did you
typically.
save it up and pour it in a glass?
No, I perpetually make it. It's great.
Oh, nice.
It's
That's
just
it.
great.
about,
like
about,
that-
about half of it is yours, half of it is other bacteria.
Did you
right?
ever hear about
Yeah,
that
no,
guy
we-
who
we're
got
intimate.
he drank so much homebrew that he has yeast in his gut, and when he eats carbohydrates, it converts it to alcohol.
So he just gets drunk.
Yeah, he's like
Whenever he eats
he's a brewery
carbohydrates.
inside himself.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty wild.
So
but
this is the way
How
of the
long do you
future.
last? Like,
in the future, people will get drunk from
He
just
wondered
having
what he
drinking.
thought something was wrong with it.
Yeah, he thought he was
like,
sick or
he's like
something
always
'cause-
dizzy and stuff, but they realized it's
Really?
always after
He was
he
just
ate
drunk.
He realized there was something right with him.
It's like I homebrewed so long, I don't even need to brew anymore. I am now a
I
brewery
am
myself.
my own.
Do you have a license for that?
Yeah, exactly.
I've become what I want most in the world.
it's like kind of like the curse of King Midas.
Yeah. He's just
Everything
drunk all the time.
touches.
Every time he has bread.
He makes
Yeah,
beer.
it's not bad.
So technically, he
Fair
he
trade.
gets a free beer with every
Every
piece
meal,
of toast,
that's right.
every meal, every carbohydrate rich
I'll save you
meal.
some money.
So I'm drinking greens and vegetables and
Al greens?
spirulina and algae and like
Nice,
good
nice,
stuff.
nice.
Getting all alkaline.
Yeah, I get a little alkaline.
Well, you're
Awesome.
glowing.
Huh?
You're
glow.
glowing, so
Aw.
it's paying off.
It's working out well.
It's that uranium.
Oh yeah, Fukushima,
That's
the number
right.
one. They said all the
That's right,
fuel's
yeah.
gone. Yeah, that's all melted.
Really?
Through
What?
the vessel.
Wow.
You didn't hear about
Oh
that?
no,
Yeah,
I haven't heard shit about
Either have I.
Fukushima in months.
You really have to look for Fukushima stuff. It doesn't just
You really
show
do.
up. Yeah.
They confirmed that all the fuel from the first reactor had melted through the vessel.
Beautiful.
They're like, oh, well, we're done.
Well, Ken
Not
has
our
seen it now,
problem
so have a good one.
China syndrome.
Mother Nature will have to take care of this now.
She's gonna take care of us.
Yeah.
She's gonna take care of something already. Take out the fucking trash.
Reset button.
You know, it's like the engineers are just sitting there, well, I suppose we grow some weed around it and hope for the best.
Hey, that's probably the
Yeah,
best move
yeah,
they
it's-
can make at this
Oh,
point.
that's
That's what they did in
Right.
Chernobyl.
Isn't
That's-
it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
Chernobyl,
of
there's all
playing
sorts of
God,
hemp
right?
growing around there, yeah.
I recently read too that it was leaked that Mars One is all bullshit.
For
What?
years, man.
Interesting.
What's all bullshit?
Mars One.
Wait, what? I'm not
That's
gonna
where they
get-
get 200 people to go to Mars
God
and
damn
not
it.
come back.
Oh, they're not gonna do it. You're like, I signed up. I know, I
That
signed
was
up.
I was going to get off this ride. Damn it.
Someone would go insane.
Well, there goes our
if
mutiny on Mars.
No, I was going to read a book the whole time. I had it all planned out. I was going to get War and Peace and a couple other long ones, and that'd be it. Yeah.
That'll take care of the trip there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh dear.
Just sleep a lot.
Yeah.
How much booze can I bring?
Well, I mean, with like apparently like anything having to do with space, like they divide it down into ounces.
Do you
of
get
what
more
you can
fucked up
bring.
in space? That's my question.
You probably do. Of course you do. You're weightless. Something is just gonna happen. Like, oh shit, I'm really trashed right now. Yeah.
That sounds accurate.
Just like, man, beer bongs would be fun.
I think that's an important experiment for people on the space station to conduct.
Do they get drunk?
Drunk
That'd be a
in
cool
space.
experiment.
Yeah.
Just-
I'm sure
just-
that they've done
You know what would be
that.
awesome?
Drunk in space.
Sort of like a fear and loathing in space, where you just launch like a whole something orbiting just full of drugs.
Yes. Yes.
Just like the whole array of drugs. You just get fucked up and try everything and see if any of them are different in space.
Now, the subject that nobody has broached about the whole space thing and things to do in space, there was a married couple on the International Space Station. I'm going to leave it at that. There was a married couple on the International Space Station.
Yeah.
So,
Well, have you
I heard
watched
they're
the
allowed-
Sex in Space?
Yeah, they've had sex in space.
yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying. Like, I
documented.
No,
didn't
like,
know
have you
there's.
watched the show? There's all different ways.
What?
What do you mean
There's a
documented?
show?
Like it's like National Geographic. There's like a thing of water. It's what like
Oh,
helps
that's
you
cool.
figure it
Let's
out.
go back to
Yeah.
Is this all one of those? One of those porn streams?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, is this something that's on like YouPorn or something like that, or what did I
It's
get?
a legit
it.
show. It's
Really?
probably on Netflix.
Okay,
I'm like,
alright,
oh, wow,
alright,
you'd have
alright.
sex in space.
I'm totally gonna look for that one.
It was
That's
really
good,
cool.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
And I'm
going to
just, and I'm
space
still
now.
stuck on there was a news radio episode from like 15 years ago where they talk about it. That was funny. Anybody remember that show? News Radio? It was fucking hilarious.
No.
God damn it.
Sounds familiar.
News Radio? Really? That was a great show. Phil Hartman. It was yeah.
Is that show you used to
Oh,
get up
Full
at like
House.
6 in the morning to watch?
No, that was Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock?
Yeah, Fraggle
I
Rock.
remember
Dude,
Fraggle
that
Rock.
show is fucking
No,
bad.
6 a.m. Fraggle Rock was 4:30, and that was
Dude.
that was crack o' dawn.
That's why I went to the library and rented it.
So the topic tonight.
The topic tonight is
So how do we get
So-
to this
so-
topic from that?
yeah, super serious. Apparently, we're
Right.
talking about religion tonight. Is the idea super serious, right?
Yeah, this one we've kind of put off for a little while. It's kind of a heavy subject. I think we should start, as Riley suggested, with defining what we mean by religion.
What
Okay.
is religion?
Um,
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Who wants to take a stab at the beast?
I will.
So to
Okay.
speak?
Religion is an organized set of either rituals or a group of people who are the practitioners of the rituals. So to me, I don't look as the belief of any god or gods as a religion, but religion is the organization of these are certain things you have to do to talk to God.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, Pledge of Allegiance. There's a damn good example. Thank you, John. Like there are certain
Statism.
things. Yeah,
A religion.
statism is more or less a religion.
You believe in a deity.
I think somewhere out there, Larkin Rose did a little video about that explains that really well. That
Jackalope.
yeah, I think it was a jackalope.
Yeah.
That's why I look at religion as is that like you have to perform certain rituals, or you have to have certain other people that perform the rituals. And you think of things like the Catholic Church. Here come the bad comments on the video down below. But it's looked at in the Catholic sort of faith is that you have to talk to the priest, who will then talk to God for you.
See, I didn't learn that. Where did you?
No, it's in the
But I grew up Catholic, and
Yeah,
I didn't.
same
I
here.
didn't.
I mean, you
have
go
that.
to them for confession, but most of the time you're like.
Well, yeah,
doing
because
prayer
you're
on your own
confessing
time
to
a
the
little bit.
priest,
Yeah.
who the priest is then taking your sin.
There is more of a
And,
barrier
like-
in
I
guess maybe
Christianity.
Pope is a
Christianity
mediator,
doesn't
is he
have
not?
it.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
That's right.
And you can look in the Vatican churches like legal whatever
Catechism.
mumbo jumbo, and the Pope is God's regent on earth. So think about that. Like that's literally what it says. Is that that's the Pope's purpose? Is that he is God's voice on earth. So
I guess I always thought that was BS, and so I never. Maybe
That
I
would be
just
who, what?
BS.
Oh, BS.
BS. Bullshit. Yeah.
I didn't know if you said
Bullshit.
us or. I
Oh,
didn't
bus.
know what you said.
BS. Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't think that was. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
I think people think that Catholics pay more attention to the Pope than they actually
Yeah.
do.
Right.
I think some do, but
I
I
think
just.
some do, but
yeah.
not a lot.
No.
We never did.
No.
I'm not the biggest fan of Bill Maher anymore. But does anybody remember the movie Religious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I remember
so
not watching it.
yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And they,
I
they
saw the
talked
movie
about-
and read the book.
Yeah, he talked about some good stuff, and there. It's too bad that like Bill Maher's just like an apologist for the Israeli state now. But anyways, it was
Should
what.
apologize for the Israeli state.
Yeah, well, yeah, everybody should apologize for it, but he, supports them. But one of the scenes that was cut out in there, they put the first half of the scene in the movie, but they cut out the second half, which is too bad because the second half I thought was really hilarious. Is that he's talking to Catholic priests about the Pope and the church and all that in St. Peter's Basilica, like in the square out there, and he's just asking them sort of stuff about like what do you think about like what Peter and Paul said and all this sort of stuff. But the scene that they cut out, which I guess was just for whatever like timing reasons, he goes like, well, I mean, do you really believe everything that's in the Bible? And both of these priests were like, one of them's from New Jersey and the other one's from like New York or something, not New York City, but New York State or something. And they both laugh and they go, no, we don't.
Wow, really?
No, we don't believe in that. And he goes, well, why do you do this? He goes, well, because I think it helps people. So, like that's
It's not
just-
a bad
Wow.
reason.
Well, I think that's
You know.
kind of where religion came from in the
Yeah.
beginning, right? Was humans didn't understand something that was going on.
Yeah.
So, like the theory God of the gaps
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
has
yeah,
been
yeah.
used. Anything that humans could not explain, they would come up with. So it's sort of a defense mechanism to protect themselves from the fear of unknowing. The fear of death is the one that I believe really inspired the whole belief in an afterlife. If you fear death, then that brings on a lot of anxiety. Humans know they're going to die. When humans
Yeah.
figured that out, they needed something to help protect them from that.
Psychologically.
Yeah, it caused anxiety. So they came up with something that is forever, and it rewards the good and punishes the bad. But it's detrimental because then you aren't realizing, well, all this, the only action is now, and you need to act as though you're never going to, you're not going to get a chance to fix it after you're dead. You can only fix things now. You can only act now. There is no afterlife and all that. So I think it is really a
And I think to
alleviation
a
of
certain
anxiety.
extent, the judgment a lot of times that exists in organized religion, which is what I think you actually defined as organized religion.
Yeah, that's what I was going
I think
for, yeah.
religion is a broader subject, but let me just point on to this real quick. They bring in the judgment to try and control your actions on Earth. Because I mean, let's be real. If you thought you could live forever, you had forever to fix anything
But I do.
that you.
Okay, but
And I'm not religious.
But what
that-
if there is no judgment? Then does it matter what we do now at all?
Of course
it does.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm saying the judgment.
But why?
It matters to you.
But if I just die and there's nothing at the end of the day, like, does that really matter?
Well, I mean, all
It
the
matters
ideas.
to you, but you're subjective.
But
So
it doesn't-
people could kill people, and it could be.
It doesn't
okay.
it doesn't just end at you though. Those ideas are still passed along. Everything that you've done, your actions, all of that, you can still live on. I mean, through genetics, through children, or you can do it through ideas. You can pass along ideas to people, and they don't even have to be verbal or written down. It can just be a kind action that somebody else does the same
like
and
you.
reciprocates,
Yeah.
and that idea is spread from human. That's how we got where we are now.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that.
That's just the drone. If anybody
Yeah.
can hear that on the mic,
pay no attention to that.
Pay no attention to the drone flying over the podcast.
Oh, wow, that's a fighter. That's a fighter jet. That is
Look at the
freaking
finger.
cool.
But I think most people who are anti-religion think that the world would be a better place without religion, right?
I mean, again, I guess that would go to exactly how we're defining religion. Which, I mean, with my definition, is just anything that has to do with like organization and rituals and stuff.
I think truth is important. So what the truth is what's best.
Yeah.
And so let me answer the question: what is religion? I think religion is a worldview, perhaps dogmatic, that is.
It's crazy. What?
Wow, that is a lot of coyotes.
It's the coyotes barking, and then the dogs are like, "Hey, coyotes, we know you're up to something
Oh my
crazy. You
goodness.
step back."
That
Yeah.
sounds like 100 coyotes.
If they pounce on the podcast right now, let it be known that this is our last episode. I know, right?
We'll finally get that million views.
For the 40 people who normally watch, this one is going to get a couple million. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We're coyotes.
Okay, so religion is a worldview based primarily on a supernatural metaphysics.
Okay.
Wait,
Something that can
metaphysics. I mean, isn't metaphysics kind of by definition like supernatural?
You could have naturalism.
I've never understood the concept of what'd you call it?
Supernatural.
Supernaturalism, and how it would differentiate in truth from naturalism. Because I mean, we have the natural world that we all experience, and then there's a supernatural world that's above it. But is it not natural? Is it? I mean, it's not natural to us in our terms, but in terms of its own reality, it's just as natural as anything else. I mean, it's
If it exists.
if it exists, right? But I mean, metaphysics is that which is above the physical, which is what our natural world is. So I mean, wouldn't that necessarily kind of imply a supernaturalism?
Are you maybe saying that maybe, I mean, that this is, I inferred something from what you said, but are you maybe saying that it's called supernatural simply because we don't understand all the mechanics of it?
Right.
Yeah, okay, all right. I just want to make sure we're on the
I
same
just
page
never
there.
never
Okay.
understood people being like getting down on. I've just never understood supernaturalism. People's being.
Yeah.
Me neither. That's why I'm an atheist.
I mean, beefing it as in like it's by necessity cannot be.
Well, I think
It's just
by
like he said, like
anything
something that's beyond what we understand. As
anything
physical.
that can affect us is by definition natural. So anything beyond that is irrelevant. That's my position.
Even nothing affects us, though.
But
The
what if
majority of the
nothing is
universe is
natural?
nothing.
Yeah.
Empty space.
Well, empty space.
And?
It's
I'm saying, even nothing can affect us. The fact that something is not.
What
can
is
also affect
nothing?
us. So
How can nothing affect something?
What, vacuum maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
vacuum.
I mean, I just don't think there's
Empty
anything
space.
as
Can we see who
such a
believes
thing.
in God?
I believe in God.
Are we going to define God?
I believe
Yeah,
it
you have
is.
to
I
define
believe-
God before I can answer that question.
Okay, so
Go
has
first.
everyone said their piece about what religion is? Because then I want to give my 2 cents.
I have to get this in here only because I started reading it today, and it's just way too punctual not to mention. So I just started reading Age of Reason today by Thomas Paine.
Oh,
The whole
good.
thing's about religion.
Yeah.
And so Steve was like, hey, what are we doing for the show? You want to do religion? And it was just really perfect. And I'm like, well, I just so happened to be starting reading Age of Reason today. So I have to throw in a quote in there that is just, I can't let go, that I really liked. And I tend to agree with. I heard it somewhere at one point or another. But Thomas Paine puts in there, he says, my own mind is my own church. And I just, it's just a nice little sentence in there. I'm looking at it, and I read it a couple of times, like, I like that. It's what you believe, what is the exact existence of the universe is in your own head. And so that's where I have my beef with organized religion, where they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you have to do certain things.
It's like
you
a
have to
different
get,
experience
you
for
have to get
everyone.
get
Yeah.
your holy
Yeah.
water and splash it on things for this to be sanctified." Well, wait a minute. No. Everybody has their own perception of the universe. So how is it that I have to perform these rituals? Why do I have to do that? Oh, well, because the Pope says so. What?
Well, then
Why,
that,
like
that would
voluntarism,
be
man.
Yeah,
that would be the difference between spiritualism and,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
religion.
to me,
right?
or to
I'm
me,
not
like
So what's the
religious.
difference between spiritualism and religion?
That you don't have it. It's not organized. It's your experience of
Decentralized.
the divine is your own, and it's your path to it is your own. It's not the same as anybody. You're not following anybody's guides. It's just your life is your path to it.
Well, and I
Whatever
think
it
that is religion, but there's a difference between organized religion. I think we're all against organized religion, really.
yeah, pretty much.
And its effects.
to a
Mostly the
degree, not
hierarchy,
to-
right? I think that's the thing that we've touched on many
Right.
times on the podcast.
Yeah.
Hierarchy, right.
Hierarchy.
I think there's
Yeah.
truth in some of it,
Yeah.
and there's just
A lot of-
bullshit, in some of it. So
Fills
it
in
just-
the rest.
Yeah.
Well, I
right.
mean, like for example,
Well, there's truth in the lies of government too, though,
Yeah.
which I would consider a religion too. So I, guess
even,
that fits in.
even if you look at the Catholic Church, like the Pope, they've recently talked about the possibility of aliens, all sorts of things they're trying to really keep up with the times,
Right.
so
yeah.
to speak.
As they've done all along.
Yeah. So as the knowledge of science and what is actually happening goes,
They change their view.
religion
Yeah.
changes the story basically.
Right.
They'll-
That's not religion, though.
It's
That's the Pope.
yeah. Wait a minute. This is one of those the more you know, moments. In 1996, the Catholic Church acknowledged that the world was round. 1996.
No, are you serious?
The Pope put out a proclamation,
Oh, that's
the
funny.
world is round. Oh,
okay.
1996. Oh, okay, thanks. That's appreciated. All right. I'm glad you know that you have satellites and telescopes and stuff, and the Greeks figured that out, for fuck's sake.
What about scientism?
Scientology?
No,
No,
science.
Oh, it was like
What's
Scientology, that's a whole episode.
Scientism,
What's scientism?
pure reason or objectivism in that sense. Atheism also resembling religion in some sense.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a dogmatic
Yeah.
worldview.
Yeah.
Closed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Because
uh,
all we could say is what we think happens. None of us really
Right.
know.
You should
Yeah.
You know?
see my view. I think Neil Tyson talks about it.
Fuck
You
Neil
can't-
Tyson. I had to get that off my chest.
Riley does
I'm
not
waiting
like
to
Neil
say that.
Tyson.
Damn, fucking Neil Tyson, dude. Fucking corporate sellout. Fuck outta here.
I do not like his views at all about government and all that.
Well,
shit,
yeah, I mean,
but-
he's one of those guys that's probably in line to be like head of FDA or some bullshit next time around.
Well,
you know,
I
like-
he really advocates like NASA funding and NASA, and I could give a shit less about that. You guys can't even. Anyway, but I think the point I'm trying to get across is you should never really discount something if you don't. You can never know for certain that something is not true. You can't know that. It's
Unless
impossible.
you've
Yes,
experienced
this
it.
is true.
You can
That's
never.
why
Even
atheists
if you've
can only be
experienced it,
agnostic,
You
right?
can't say
Yeah,
that
that's his whole
your
agnostic
your
thing.
senses are 100% accurate.
So
Oh,
yeah.
mine are.
While I won't
Only
not-
Christie's. The rest of the world, not so
I'm
much.
God.
But Christie,
See, when you ask,
perfect every
do you
time.
believe in God?
Well,
I don't believe in God. I am God.
I only believe in
So you
things
don't
that
believe
I,
in yourself.
Yes, I do.
I believe in things that I have evidence for, but I will always
have-
give
Okay.
I will always
Hey,
give the
just let him
option.
finish.
But I will always give the option that it could be inaccurate, and I will change my opinion if I get evidence that it is inaccurate.
That's a good position to
No,
hold.
yeah,
What are you saying?
very
I
much
like what Matt
appreciate it.
said.
I'm
That makes a
like
lot of
wanting
sense.
to get on the God issue of like intelligent design. Do we?
Yeah,
believe
well,
in
we
intelligent
can maybe.
design or
Well, we have
not?
like no time left,
Yeah.
but well,
That's a
little
good-
bit of
that's
time.
good.
We can
So,
start.
everyone
This is
got
going
their-
to be a multi-episode
Yeah.
So,
yeah, everyone
discussion.
get their
Let's
their
just
2
keep
cents in before I put
going.
mine in.
Go ahead,
Yes,
Riley.
Go
Okay.
for it.
Let's just
So
shoot another one.
I wrote a little something. I'll probably do better if I just read it off because I won't feel like I'm forgetting certain aspects of it. So okay, as I see it, religion traditionally means, this is like the real. If you look at the words, the word rather, it means binding the individual to the divine or back to the divine, depending on one's theology. The earliest meaning of the word that we've come to know as religion originally meant the careful observation of what is for the purpose of properly relating to the divine. Now, from here, we come across the next necessary word that we have to wrestle with to a point of definition and understanding. That word is God. How do we understand this word? What do we take it to mean, to represent? This is critically important for our discussion of religion because how we understand God will by and large determine our understanding of and how we relate to this thing called religion. If, for example, we think of God as a God of the gaps type of kind of a thing, meaning that all God is a fill in the blank for our lack of truly understanding something, then our opinion of religion will basically be that religion is a game stupid people play in order to feel as though they have an understanding of the way things are, when in fact they're ignorant people deceiving themselves. God in this kind of understanding merely becomes a convenient make-believe placeholder, replacing ignorance with a fairy tale. If, on the other hand, as in the case of the philosopher Spinoza and others, our definition of God is that which is, then our conception of religion will be quite different indeed. Then we'd see, given the traditional definition, religion as that which binds the individual to that which is, that is to say, reality, or binds the individual back to reality, if there was a fall from reality in your theology. If we take into consideration the original understanding of the root meaning of religion, then religion would come to mean the meaningful observation of that which is for the purpose of properly relating to that which is. Here we see a great difference in our understanding of what religion is solely in light of how we understand or define God. Almost done. In the latter examples, religion essentially becomes a means of conscious religion essentially becomes a means of conscious mindful awareness as the best approach to life in its totality. Whereas in the former, we see a rather silly game unintelligent people play, albeit potentially useful at an early stage of human development, but which has nevertheless outgrown its usefulness. Last little bit. On the one hand, we have a vision of life of the universe that is devoid of any divine presence, reality, or truth, whereas on the other, we have a vision of life where the individual is constantly navigating in a sea of divine life, energy, and being. In short, how we understand God will determine how we think and relate or don't relate to the divine, which will further determine our approach or lack of approach to religion. So I think, considering that, it really just comes down to what you think about God. And if your idea of God is, we only come up with the fill-in-the-blank type of understanding of God where, we don't understand something, so God did it, then, yeah, you're going to have a pretty pathetic relationship with that and experience therefrom. But if, on the other hand, we consider God to be that which is, then we're always kind of in tune with what is.
And we are.
Well,
So then
well,
that would say we are. If that
do you think
what
that is the traditional
what God is,
what
that
God
which
is, or do you think that is an evolving
well,
evolving
notions,
notion.
ideas of God
Which I
evolve.
think is
I have a quick question, real
Yeah.
quick. I don't mean to
We're
interrupt,
almost out of time, so I have
but
to wrap this up so
so
quickly.
if there were,
If there was a church,
robotic,
right. If there was a church,
robotic androids
right.
Okay.
that would service people sexually, would that also be God?
Let's roll with it. Yeah.
It
Okay.
would be
That'd be
part of
part of
God.
God.
It wouldn't be God with
Okay.
the uppercase G,
It'd
but it'd
be
be
man trying to play God to his
it'd be
own.
Right.
man being man, and that's
Hold on.
always
So are
giving
we
us-
talking about robot
hey,
sex again?
we're out of time,
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
We can't
yeah.
go on anymore.
Well, that's
Um,
tragic.
But
Well,
we'll pick this up again.
Yeah, this is probably going to be
another
part 2. Yeah. So.
I feel like we didn't get to
We
anything.
didn't get to
we got to things.
We talked for the beginning about something else.
So-
we will
But,
get back to this.
Stay tuned.
So religion and robot sex next week.
Cheers.